Hey guys, welcome back to Kaykonvo, where it's not a consultation, just a conversation. If you are having trouble measuring your veggies, you're gonna wanna watch this. Stay tuned. Alright guys, welcome back to my channel, Kaykonvo, where it's not a consultation, just a conversation. Today, I'm getting a lot of questions about measuring veggies, okay? So I wanna give you guys 5 tips for measuring your veggies, okay? So let's start with the first one. You guys ask me this all the time, and my main one I would say is you have to have the chart. And I'm not just saying like know of the chart, have the chart readily available. You guys have all seen my green binder. Literally, I have the chart sitting right here. We pull it out of the drawer in the kitchen every time we're about to make a lean and green. And my husband and I have both been on program for a little while now, and we still have it in the drawer. It stays there like all the time, okay? Because you want to just not have the chart. You want to have it readily available, because sometimes you want to pull out your phone, then you're scrolling through, then you can't see. Print them out. You have them ready that one time, and then you have that chart readily available. That chart is linked in the description, and it'll also be on my website, and I'll put a link to my website down below, and you can go and grab it from there if you can't find it in the description. But basically, these are on Optavia's website as well. It's just a conversion chart that gives you a clear understanding of how to convert the veggies, okay? So first tip, have the chart readily available and use it all the time, okay? There's not just some days where you're like guessing what it is. You want to always be using the charts, okay? Tip number 2, measure your veggies cooked. So today the example I'm going to use, it's my simple salad again that I do a lot of times. I'm not using that, but I want you guys to understand that you need to measure your veggies cooked, because mushrooms raw might weigh totally different amount than mushrooms that are cooked. So you need to understand that. Sorry, there was a motorcycle passing. But you need to understand that. That makes a huge difference, the measurement after something is cooked, okay? So tip number 2, you wanna make sure that you're cooking your veggies, then you're measuring. And I understand at times you could go, well, what if I'm doing a recipe, or what if I'm doing that? Like I said, most of the time I cook my stuff and then I kind of mix it together to give me an idea. There is a chart that gives you conversions of things before they're measured. I'll try to see if I can find that, but again, it doesn't have it for every vegetable. So I just try to stick with measuring my veggies after they're cooked. Today I'm eating cucumbers and salad, so I don't need to worry about any of that because it's already raw, and the measurements I'm looking in the chart. If you notice in the chart, things you could eat raw and cooked, it'll say cooked from variety and cooked from raw, and we'll go over the chart in a little bit. Now, tip number 3, only measure in ounces. You guys have asked me this question before, only measure in ounces. There's so many times where the cup description can get really confusing, and I'll try to put the chart up on the screen, but if you look at the chart here, there's a little section on the side, and it has ounces that gives you the ounce conversion. And I feel like, to me, the cup conversion, I don't even look at it, because you don't know what size cup you're using. You know, you could have a cup and you're like, oh, I think this is accurate, but especially stuff like cucumbers, depending on how you cut up your cucumbers, you probably could fit way more in a cup than you can in ounces. So I just measure in ounces just to make sure I'm not messing myself up, okay? So you wanna make sure that you're measuring in ounces and you're following the chart exactly, okay? We don't wanna get confused and we're measuring other stuff, okay? Like we're doing the cup measurements or things like that. Ounces only, okay? So that's tip number 3. Tip number 4, have a calculator. Okay, so here's the thing, let me break it down. So in an Optavia lean and green, and I don't want to say in a lean and green, on plan, you're allowed 3 servings of veggies, okay? So just so you understand that, your 3 servings of veggies, you can eat that at any time of the day, okay? So sometimes you can eat your first serving of veggies. Maybe let's say you have the pin pasta today. And then you have your pin pasta and you want a little bit of salad, so you do 1 serving of veggies. Well, then if you have your 1 serving of veggies with your pin pasta at 12 o'clock fueling, then later on when you have your lean and green, you only have 2 more servings of vegetables left. You kind of get what I'm saying? So you can have 3 servings of veggies throughout the day. Some people put veggies in their shake, but you want to make sure that you have your conversions of your veggies calculated. So let's say, for instance, today I'm gonna have 2 servings of lettuce. Sometimes you look at that chart and you go, okay, 2 plus, like, we all think we're pretty good at math, but I just find that having a calculator, which most of us have a calculator on our phone, so having that calculator readily available has helped me in the past, because I'm like, okay, I want a half a serving of this, 2 servings of that. It just helps, because sometimes I'll cook mushrooms, and I think when I'm meal prepping, I have enough mushrooms for 3 servings, but I only had enough mushroom for 2 servings and a half. So then what I do is I put a half a serving of mushrooms in that plate, then I fill it with a half a serving of something else, and then my 2 servings. So now that equals to 3 servings of veggies, okay? I don't wanna lose you guys. I wanna keep this as simple as possible, but in a full day on the Optavia 5-in-1 plan, you are eating 3 servings of veggies, okay? Just make sure you have that calculator, because sometimes when you want to eat 3 servings of one thing, you need to calculate that really quick. And what you don't want to do is go, oh, it's 3 point something. Okay, that's about 9. Okay, that's good enough. It could be 9.58. So you're missing out on veggies that you could be eating, and you're hungry on the plan at times, so you want to make sure you're getting the veggies that you need. Trust me, you want to eat all your food, okay? That's tip number 4. Now the final tip, and I have to say, this reminds me, my husband was frustrated because of this one. Have a good scale. I use this scale. You guys have been seeing me use it. There's different versions of this on Amazon. There's a bigger one and the smaller one. I have the smaller version, I think. It's Acticity, I don't know how to say it, but I'll link it in the description if you guys want to purchase this one. But it doesn't matter which one, just make sure it's a scale you know how to work. And I'm going to show you guys a demonstration in a little bit of how I'm measuring my veggies, just to give you guys an idea. But you want to make sure you have a good scale. I mean, that could be frustrating. You're trying to fix a lean and green meal, you're hungry, you don't have time to play around, and then you put your stuff on your scale, and then things are all out of whack, okay? So we wanna make sure that you have a good scale, okay? That's the main thing. Have that good scale, so that's tip number 5. So we have the charts available. We're measuring our veggies cooked. We're only measuring in ounces. We have a calculator readily available, and we have a scale, okay? So I know this might seem simple, but I just wanna be able to help you guys with these videos. So if you guys are having trouble measuring veggies, we'll keep measuring veggies, okay? So today, again, my dramatic bowl that I like to eat in, but oh well, whatever. So the main thing is, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna record with my phone so I can put this up on the screen so you guys can see the measurements as I'm doing it, right? So I want you guys to see it at the same time, but I also want to talk to you guys. And now that I have the 2 cameras, I can do that. So, okay, so what you're gonna see is you're gonna turn your scale on. So right now I'm turning my scale on, okay? And then you're gonna place this huge bowl on the scale. And you guys will hear me say this over and over again, zero out your scale. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna come in here, and there should be like a tear button. You might have to hold it down to get it to go to 0. So that's what you're doing. You're zeroing out that scale so that you're starting your measurements from scratch, okay? So again, like I said, having a calculator ready available, I already calculated. Today, I want to eat 2 servings of iceberg lettuce and 1 serving of cucumbers, right? And I already have my cucumbers cut up and ready to go, which is another thing. You kind of want to be prepared. And what I don't eat today, I'll just eat in another meal and prep it with another meal. So I've zeroed out my scale. We're starting from scratch. And now I'm gonna add, okay, so again, I went in my chart, and the amount of iceberg lettuce I can have is 2.54 ounces of lettuce, okay? So what I'm gonna do now, I can have 2.54 ounces of lettuce. We've already zeroed out our scale, so I'm gonna start pouring the lettuce. So 2.54 times 2 is 5.08. And like I said, I had my calculator readily available. so I could go ahead and calculate that. So now I'm gonna come in here. Sorry, it's a little blurry on here. And we're gonna measure 5.08. Okay, that's close enough, okay? So again, now we have 5.08, and that is my 2 servings of iceberg lettuce that I can have. Now today I wanted cucumbers just because I like a little crunch in my salad. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna get, if you can hear my daughter, she's sleeping. I'm sorry, but it is what it is. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna measure my cucumbers, okay? So we're gonna measure 2.10 ounces of cucumber. So let's get measuring. A little bit more. Another little piece or so. Okay, perfect. So 2.10 ounces of iceberg lettuce. So guys, here is my salad, and I'll probably put a picture up there, but that's basically it. And then of course, you know, I always have my healthy fat because today I'm having chicken. So I'm gonna have 2 tablespoons of that healthy fat, but that's basically it. So now, I mean, that's a good bit of salad. This is a big bowl. I mean, I have 2 servings of lettuce and 1 serving of cucumbers. So don't get all in your head. The measuring of the veggies should be super simple. So I don't want you to get like worried about, oh, am I measuring this correctly? Am I doing this correctly? I'm telling you, keep it simple, especially when you're eating stuff that isn't cooked. But if you are, remember those 5 tips I gave you, and you want to have all of those things available so you can easily make that lean and green as soon as possible, okay? So if you guys have any questions, leave them in the comments and I'll try to answer as many questions as you want. And if you guys have any requests for specific videos or demonstrations you guys need, just let me know. And that's it for today. So I'll talk to you guys later, but thanks for watching Kaykonvo, where it's not a consultation, just a conversation. Bye.